Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. We are looking pretty strong here, and folks, this is a good sign for altcoins. If you didn't know this already, Ethereum being a front runner for altcoins typically implies alt seasons on the horizon. So I'm not proposing that's the case exactly, but it's certainly a good sign to see Ethereum running back towards that $3,000 mark. 2,700 is that local resistance. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Do me a favor, hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Don't forget to join us over at Bitunix, folks. Awesome exchange, link down below for this deposit reward bonus. If you're part of my community, you're already eligible for that. And if you decide to register with my link, you'll be eligible for anything in the future. Really nice little deal there for us. So having said that, 2,800 is that significant area of liquidation. We can see 2,800 to 2,750 is that local high. Basically just above the local high of about 2,730, we see a lot of liquidation. So it's really common when that happens. Key takeaway here is we're seeing parallel highs with higher lows. That's generally implying breakout is fairly inevitable in the relative near future. So a long on this coin makes a lot more sense than taking a short. However, if Bitcoin pulls back, we may see a different continuation pattern there, but we want to double check and see the correlation between these two coins, and we'll look at that here in a moment. But once more, 2,750 to 2,800 is likely the next target area. We have seen the liquidation delta shift here to bullish now. Basically, so we were what, 10 billion in short liquidation delta roughly 24 hours ago. Now we're about 4 billion plus in the liquidation long delta category, implying we have $4 billion more in long liquidation than shorts. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that's bad for longs. No, truth is it's the opposite. It's actually telling us we have sustainability because there's a lot more people taking longs and the trend is up. You don't take a short against that just because you want to post on social media how great you are taking a high risk trade. That doesn't do any good. In the long run, you're going to get destroyed doing that. But in the short run, it's not what you do that defines you. It's why you do what you do that defines you, right? So if you are trading for other people and not for yourself, you're probably doing it wrong. Easy way to understand it. So liquidation delta, we know is bullish now. Looking at open interest, we can see 2,600 to 2,650 is that local area of support. So heaven forbid we pull back, 2,600 is a nice area of consideration for another long entry if we see that bullish backtest to this local high. A lot of altcoins are showing bullish backtest potential, but this one is not. Now I'll update our fib levels here and post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, looks a little something like this. And that's available for you there as well. But at this point, we see a very distinct probability of 2725 being broken and that upper liquidation range getting hit. Once more, that liquidation range is about 2,800. So I'll put that on the charts here, just so you can kind of see that here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame, work our way down, kind of see what's going on. Because when we look at the daily time frame, we can see the 200-day SMA hanging out right there. It's been retested multiple times, but it is tentatively a resistance range. Now, I don't want you to misinterpret SMAs. People seem to think that they're like resistances and you simply play trades based on that one thing. You use it in combination with other stuff. So we have confluence there with a local resistance, and we have that SMA there, implying that that's probably going to be a resistance for us. It may be difficult to break through the first time, but this is like the third or fourth attempt on the daily time frame in the last 2 weeks. Decent chance we break through, especially if volume will start to increase. We have increased volume today compared to the weekend, but not compared to previous data or previous weeks. So the volume is something we want to pay attention to. If it continues to maintain and or increase, then we're good. If that starts to taper off, then it might be a problem. All that being said, MACD, stochastic, RSIs, everything's in really good shape here. Right here at 70 in the RSI 2, we break through that. We could see another continuation play here where the price action runs not an all-time high category, but just more so like a local high, continuation. So when you have price discovery for local highs or all-time highs, things get a little weird. So it does make sense for that upper liquidation range to be tested if we break through this barrier here. Okay, so other than that, 4-hour time frame is looking like we are going to see a continuation. We're seeing 70 on the RSI on both the 4-hour and the daily. My expectation is if Bitcoin pulls back a little bit, ETH might consolidate, but it does look very much ready to break out. We've got a second stochastic swing to the upside. MACD is converging. We're above all moving averages, and the MFI is above the RSI. That's the most important thing here, implying we have more volume flowing into this coin versus its viewpoint of being overbought. And in turn, it increases likelihood of breakout. So there's a lot of signs here telling us further upside makes a lot more sense. So there's really no reason to consider shorting this coin. You could get lucky shorting this resistance. Generally speaking, shorting at resistance is a good call. But this is the third attempt to break this range with a higher low pattern plus a break above our local point of control. There's just a lot and or too many factors here to try to bet against to try to be that hero, right? So don't be a hero. Heroes turn to zero quite quickly. So if you want to be, optimistic, of course, definitely consider a long more so than a short. There's no doubt we're slightly overextended, but that means very little in crypto. Okay, so I'll post my playout chart. I do think the $2,800 range is a very distinct probability, especially if Bitcoin runs towards this 112 to 114K range, which I'm expecting. We're already up a pretty decent margin on our Bitcoin long at the 109K range. So I think that we're in pretty good shape to see this continuation further up, mostly based on the fact that I feel confident Bitcoin is going to continue a bit higher. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Why don't you comment below? Let us know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I look forward to working with you. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tag is the site, link down below. Join hundreds of other traders that are all having a good time over on our Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. So it's a lot of fun, folks. Check it out. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.